Now, if we want to find out where the blues note is, of course, it's going to be right there on the first string. So if we're on that E, remember the diatonic key is actually the A shape. The blues note for the diatonic key is on the A shape there. That would be over here. But when we go to the fifth, that moves down. Let's look where that A shape is on the fifth there. We're going to move that blues note down, okay, to the E string shape right there. Okay, and remember, it's only because the blues note happens to be on the bottom string on the C7 blues that we can define where that blues note is by the very shape that we're playing. So we go from the C, so that E, we're gonna go try that again. Okay. Now we're also going to learn, we're also going to have to cover a method that we did cover in the last section, in the last lesson. And that is that we're going to be not only hitting on that blues note, which is the 5 flat. It's the 5 flat in the root key of the blues. Okay, now these are the transformations. So all 4 of these are in the same cage, so the blues note stays the same. Okay, but we're also going to be looking at what happens when we do these 2 strings up from each other in the blues master pent key. All bets are off, and we can pretty much play everything almost except this one right here, which would in essence probably be the 2 flat, because you can see the 2 right there. The 2 flat, we don't want to play that. We're actually hitting the 6 flat at one point, but we're not, because remember the 6 flat over here becomes the 4th in the blues master pent key. How is that? Here's the regular C blues, blues master diatonic key, blues magic. Okay, and then the blues master pent key, 1, 2, 3, 4. The 4 becomes the 6 flat over here. We don't want to play that either, so I darkened it. But we play this strange, this C plus, I call it. All right, and that's what we do. So all bets are off. Like with the BMPK, we've got a lot of options. Of course, there's a lot of options to add notes to a pentatonic scale. We've got more options to add notes to a pentatonic scale than we have options to add notes to diatonic scales. Now, the root key of the blues is both pentatonic and diatonic. Okay, we've got a new way to add pentatonic scales to these 2 diatonic keys. I should have made this the RMDK, the root mixolydian diatonic key. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I'll change it. But right now, I just call it the root mixolydian blues key, because it's so important to know that the root mixolydian is the 5th. Okay, it's the 5th. So we have C, E, and then G here. Okay, we've got overlap here. So look, we got D here, and D here. We've got A and A here. Okay, and the 5th of the root mixolydian blues key is the root key of the blues. In other words, the 5th of in native key of C blues, the 5th of the blues magic key, okay, is the root of the root master blues key, root key of the blues. So that's why I call it the root mixolydian Oh, here I actually put it as DK. Now that's very interesting. That's a typo. That's like a Freudian slip there. But we did get to that. So, well, guess what? They're the same thing. But the reason why I put it as root Mixolydian blues key is because its fifth is the root key of the blues. So that's why I put it there. My bad there. So let's move ahead. We're having fun today. Yes, we are. Except for my grumbly cough. Chart 582. See, we're moving up. We're going up to 585 today. I'm not just making these charts for no reason. And they do look the same because I need more chart. When I run out of chart space, I need so much. I have takeaways from the one chart, and then I need to make an adjustment to it. And sometimes I go backwards. Hey, I need to bring this back into one fretboard here. So I bring it back into one fretboard here. But what's going on here? Uh-oh. Hey, that looks cool. You know, the colors are different. What's going on? Rootmaster Blues all in one fretboard. All in one fretboard. 3-shape shadowing. Okay, so the 3-shape shadowing is this. Right down there. What's going on? We got the root key of the blues. Let's say in the native key is C, E7, G. We've got root key of the blues fourth is E, A, and then C half shape. Okay. So E, A, and C half shape would be like. We could either do it like that with actually barring. Sorry, my bad there. Or we can go. Okay. So don't let the capo fool you. It's the same thing down here. We can either go, or we can go, and then I wanted to get that seventh. So regardless of whether we're getting the full C shape, but capoing, barring the first, the 1 and the 4, or we're getting a C half shape by starting with an open E and an open A shape, it's the same thing. Root key of the blues fourth, and root key of the blues fifth. Okay, so this is 3-shape shadowing, and this is a concept that I have to embellish. I have to work on it. All right, I had to continue charting because I couldn't play because I really hurt my wrist bad, and we just wanted to keep it a little quiet around here in the neighborhood. But things are kind of going back to normal where I find time and direction to make a lesson and to do more playing. I do playing. I watch movies and I play, you know, and I play within that theme and that feeling of when I'm watching movies, but I don't do it all the time. Matter of fact, a lot of times I just stop the movie and play and realize, oh, I'm kind of playing the theme, you know, the feeling of the setting of what's going on. But most of that's like the singing frog, and it doesn't really go anywhere. So this is the only thing that's really getting out there right now, and I'm glad we got to cover 5 charts today. So let's look. What we got is a 3-shape shadowing fretboard here. In other words, we've covered the whole thing. Let's just start at the beginning here so we don't worry about this way up here. It's the same thing. It just advances by cage on each shape. Looking to cover the whole fretboard blues. The RKB is what? The RKB is our good old CEG. So this is the Bardi. This is the mighty Bardi. Okay. All right. So here it is, C7, Bard, E7, and G7 blues. It was written in big letters. I just didn't see it. I think my glasses were right there, where I couldn't see it. The tippy top of my glasses there. So here we go. As you can see, you can play the blues. Let's just look at the C7. Don't look at the E7. Don't worry about it or the G7, but we have it there. We have the fourth of the E is C shape. Excuse me, the fourth of the C is the E shape. Okay, and its fourth, are we going to do that? Its fourth would be the C shape. Its fifth is the C shape, actually. But let's not get confused there. We've got the C, E, and the G. Okay. Now, remember from our from that small chart we had, we don't have to go there. We've got the E. It's C, E, and G. So here's the fourth, and here's the fifth. We can define. Let's just look at the first letter. We've got C, E, and G. We can define the entire fretboard with just the three shapes. So let's look. Let's look at that. Now I'm going to play it down here. All right, I'll put the capo on, so in case we have to play some piano, we'll know what key we're in. It's going to be the C, the F, and the G. Okay, just looking at the C right there. That's the C blues right there. Okay, so we're just looking at that one chord, and we can do the shadow. We can do the C shadow right there for the 5. So it's okay. Now I happen to know that, look, the blues note's right there in the root key of the blues, but that's also where the D string shape is for the shadowed BMPK. It's shadowing it, right? Because if you go pentatonic back from C there, you get to the D. The BMDK over here is one caged. The BMPK rather is one caged advance, one pent advance. The BMDK is a caged advance. The BMPK is a pent advance. So there's your pent shape there, caged advance. So here you get back to the same shape. So we could play the whole thing. Okay, so we're on this C, but we could also do a G shape there. All right, now are we going to do that G shape when we go to the fourth? No, we could still play that off of the first one. Now that starts a whole step, so it doesn't start exactly. It's just a whole step above.